So over the span of a very short amount of time, Elon Musk and Twitter have gone through a lot together. And I wanted to wait a few days for a whole bunch of shit to happen so I could cover everything in one video and try to summarize and just give you guys a timeline of events. Now, even though I'm reporting the news and trying to report on facts, I am still biased and that is going to leak through. So before we get into the facts and the details, you should know I don't like Elon Musk. And anytime I say that, people always ask why, and then come up with conspiracies as to why I might not like him. If you want to know why I don't like him, this is why. You can pause to read. These are the things that he has done that I dislike. As you can see, it is a long list. Elon Musk made an offer to buy Twitter and then tried to back out of that deal. And he claimed the reason he wanted to back out of the deal was because he found out that Twitter had way more bots than they let on when he initially wanted to buy Twitter. However, he had already signed a contract to buy Twitter, so they sued him to make him buy it anyway. And a lot of people, including myself, were clowning on him for that. Now, one of his big things that he wanted to do after taking over Twitter was to get rid of the, quote, lords and peasants system in Twitter and allow anyone to purchase verification. Here's the thing. When anyone can purchase verification, a lot of people predicted that's going to lead to a lot of impersonation. So as a form of protest, Ethan Klein and many other people got banned off of Twitter because they were impersonating Musk. Now, they had done this before any changes that have been made, but it was a protest. They were parodying Elon Musk, but it did go against Twitter's TOS. Now, everybody who hears the story points out that they should have been banned because they violated Twitter's terms of service. But I would just like to point out that yes, they did break the rules, but it's hilarious to me that he banned them even though it breaks the rules because he made such a big stink about free speech and bringing comedy back to Twitter. So even though they broke the rules, that doesn't make it any less hilarious that he banned parody accounts immediately. That's not to say I actually give a shit about anyone who was banned. They still broke the rules and I have absolutely no sympathy for them. And he didn't just ban people like H3H3, he banned a lot of people who were impersonating him. After that protest goes into effect, Elon Musk rolls out Twitter Blue, raising the price from $5 to $8. And anyone who pays that $8 can get a verification checkmark. It's going to get rid of the lords and peasants system, and just anyone with a credit card can get verified. And this is twofold, and it kind of makes sense on the surface. Number one, because everyone who pays for Blue gets a check mark, there's really no difference between the average person and a celebrity. There's no hierarchy on Twitch. There's no more authority between the average person and a celebrity, right? It's taking that away. So on the surface, it sounds great. And also, he assumed that almost everybody was going to get Twitter Blue. And if that was the case, if nearly everybody adopted it, that would make it super easy to spot a bot because anyone with a blue checkmark obviously put in their credit card details and is therefore not a bot. So by giving them priority in the replies, you know that anyone in the replies with a checkmark is a real person. But that really only works if Twitter Blue takes off and everybody uses it. Like you'd have to have like 90-95% of the user base actively using the system for it to make it convenient and easy to spot who's a real person and who's a bot. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. There was no mass adoption, so it did absolutely nothing to help you filter out who's a bot and who's not because nobody bought Twitter Blue, because nobody liked it, or at the very least extremely few people. And in fact, most of the people who bought Twitter Blue were already public figures who just wanted to buy the checkmark to get their content promoted in search and in the replies. Then exactly what the protesters said would happen did happen, and we got a lot of parody impersonation accounts. A random example of this impersonation and parody is Nintendo of Europe, which is not the real Nintendo of Europe, making a post saying, "Here at Nintendo, we proudly support the LGBTQ+ community, #pride, #LGBTQ, and putting an image of Luigi and Bowser making the fuck out. You love to see it. I think this is hilarious. Personally, I thought it was pretty obvious that this was parody. And in fact, if you go down to the description, it does clearly say, "You're not Nintendo, parody." Now, even though people like myself who are very internet literate were able to pretty easily spot that it's a fake, there were a lot of people who didn't know it was fake, and a lot of people thought it was real. And of course the parody didn't just stop with Nintendo EU, we also got Nintendo of America posting Mario giving everybody the finger. Now here's the thing, even though most people can tell this is parody, a lot of people didn't, and this causes problems for Nintendo, who has to not only have people report and take down these parody accounts, but they're also getting a lot of hate from angry parents who think that Nintendo is supporting gay marriage and giving people the finger. That's causing a big headache for Nintendo because so many people believe this is real, and that's why having a blue check mark for $8 is a real and genuine problem. It was a genuinely stupid move. So since that was so obviously a terrible idea, Elon Musk then released the double check mark, where not only do you get a blue check if you pay for Twitter Blue, but you also get a gray check mark if you're an official brand or an official celebrity to tamp down on impersonation. And I don't know if you know this, but that official stamp does the exact same shit that verification used to do, making the whole blue check getting rid of the lords and peasants system completely meaningless. He said he was going to get rid of the lords and peasants system, and then he did, and then immediately backtracked, and that annoys me. The backtracking and going against what he said he would do, and it's also kind of hilarious that he had to, because his plan, which was obviously stupid, backfired. But then, for whatever reason, despite actually needing the double check mark because you destroyed the purpose of the original blue check mark, Elon Musk randomly decided to kill the double check mark and then go back to a single check mark. Mind you, Philip DeFranco got the double check mark on November 9th and then lost the double check mark on November 9th. Elon Musk was beta testing new features and changing his mind within the same day. That's pretty frantic and erratic behavior. And I think Philip DeFranco says it best here. Elon Musk is running this platform like a 2002 forum mod who is still figuring out the settings. It is kind of hilarious if you think about it. The way Elon Musk is constantly flip-flopping on how he wants to manage this platform. It's actually goofy and kind of funny. He's not giving any time or any space to think things through. He's just doing them, seeing the consequences, and then immediately changing them. We're going to take a quick break from talking about Elon Musk to talk about PayPal. This will be relevant in a minute. So PayPal added into their terms of service that there's a $2,500 fine for anyone who violates their terms of service. Now, the purpose of the $2,500 fine was allegedly to fine users who spread misinformation. After getting a ton of backlash, PayPal said that it was a mistake and they revoked this controversial misinformation policy. But despite the fact that they insist it was a mistake and immediately revoked it once there was backlash, a lot of people still hate PayPal genuinely, and a lot of people pulled their money out of PayPal. A lot of people don't trust PayPal anymore. They got a lot of shit. Now, where this becomes relevant is shortly after PayPal got absolutely roasted by the public and their stock absolutely tanked into the shitter, Elon Musk launched Twitter Pay, which may or may not be a good thing. I don't necessarily trust Elon Musk for what should be reasons I've made clear throughout the video, but since myself and a lot of other people don't like and don't trust PayPal now, a lot of people are seeing the Twitter Pay as a possible breath of fresh air in the payment sphere. So everybody has a different opinion on it. If Twitter Pay is legit and is handled correctly, I think it could be great, but I'm still dubious about it. But potentially a W in the middle of all these L's that he's been taking. Back onto the verification thing. After saying the double checkmark was dead, Twitter brought back the double checkmark for brands specifically. And I feel like that's pretty obviously because of all the impersonation of brand accounts such as Nintendo and the fact that there are very serious consequences for people impersonating brands and having a verified checkmark. Brand accounts were given the checkmark back, but they only have it for brand accounts and not for individual celebrities. And I think that's his compromise between getting rid of the air quotes lords and ladies system of like normal people and celebrities and this perception that celebrities have more important voices because they're verified, while still maintaining the integrity of brands, and more importantly, not pissing off brands by making it very, very easy for people to impersonate them. In my opinion, this genuinely does sound like the best compromise between the ideals that he set out to do and maintaining the anti-impersonation of brands that is so obviously a problem. Or at least it would be up until they took away the double checkmark again. Some brand accounts have them, some don't. It's absolute chaos. He could have stopped, but he kept fucking with it. And then he brought back the double check marks for people of influence in business and stuff. Do you care about the lords and peasants paradigm or not? This is absolute chaos. You keep flip-flopping on whether or not you need the double check mark or not. In an attempt to do some damage control, Elon Musk, and therefore Twitter, has suspended the launch of Twitter Blue and is actively trying to stop people from subscribing to help address the impersonation issues that he caused. But here's the thing, he's trying to do damage control, but there's a very serious problem. The companies that are getting impersonated and are really sick and tired of Musk flip-flopping on this whole double checkmark bullshit have boycotted advertising on Twitter. General Motors, General Mills, Oreo, United Air, Pfizer, Audi, and multiple other ad companies that don't fit on this list have all suspended ads on Twitter. So now, Elon Musk, who by the way is on the hook for billions of dollars worth of loan money that he took out to buy Twitter, has now taken a massive gunshot to his wallet because advertisers are sick of his decisions. So I don't know how he's gonna pay back that loan, and I'm pretty confident that he might bankrupt himself and possibly make some more drastic decisions in a desperate attempt to recoup some of the losses that he just took as of today, with so many advertisers pulling revenue from him. This is catastrophic. I have no idea what's going to happen next in this Elon Musk Twitter saga, but I do know, based on the entire history that we have just covered, it's not gonna be good. And he's probably gonna make more bad decisions and probably scramble in a desperate attempt to recoup some of his lost profit. I'd love to hear everyone's opinions down in the comments below. What do you think of this? Where do you think Twitter is gonna go from here? What decisions do you think Musk is gonna make next? Tell me all about it. I'd love to hear some feedback. That's all I've got for you. Bye, guys.